Hi everyone, this is Sharon. Today I have what will probably be my last Christmas journal of the season to share with you. I had to get one more out because I purchased a digital kit that I really wanted to use, and so I've got that one in this journal. For this one, I used this beautiful Christmas book from 1916 for the cover, and I used this beautiful gold fabric ribbon for my tie. And then I also have this buckle. It's a vintage buckle that I used on the tie as well. And then I also hung this rhinestone bow on there because this journal is very feminine, I would say. Lots of lace and fabrics incorporated into this one. I tucked behind the tie this vintage Christmas card, which I think is really pretty, from 1933. And then the front has this nice Christmas scene on it. I had to build a new spine because the original was quite thin, not large enough for what I needed, and I just used some wool suiting for that, covered that, and then I also added a piece of lace on there too. That's the back side. It's got this beautiful blue color, and that goes with the kit that I really wanted to use this year. This is one I bought from Amy at Crafty Cat USA, and it's called Winter Journal, and it's just got the most beautiful creams and blues in the kit. And so I combined that with also quite a few images from a kit by Anna at Lace Boutique 1 called Christmas Star. And I really love how it turned out. It's very, like I said, soft and pretty and feminine. On my inside covers, I used some of my favorite Christmas images also. These are from Roxy Creations. They're letters from children to their parents at Christmas time. It's in one of her Christmas ephemera kits, I do believe. So there's this one I put on the front, and then I've got this one with little baby Jesus on there and the bow for the back cover. And then on this first page, I've got it trimmed up on the top with some velvet ribbon and a wax seal. And then, as I usually try to do, I incorporated some of the original book pages in here. So this was up in the front near the title page. And I created a pocket with this one and added just a little bit of this kind of lacy fabric there. And then in there, I tucked this little journaling spot that I made. This image is one from Lace Boutique 1. I just have this little kind of like a booklet. I lined it with some German Bible page on the inside, and then I took a piece of this French, it's like a French embroidery paper, and I just kind of folded that up and created lots of journaling space and pages to work with. Here on this page, I added this silk bow on the top, and I've got a little bit of dotted tulle in there, just kind of a little cluster at the top, and then I also got some embossed book paper under there. There we go. In the center of this signature, I created a couple of belly bands with this velvet ribbon. I embossed it with a rubber stamp, and then I just kind of laid them in there diagonally a little bit, kind of to mimic the angle of the sleigh in the background image. So I'm just going to pull those off so you can see that beautiful scene. And then I created these two tags with the angels. And then there's this little kind of emblem type thing. I don't know what it is, not really a button, but it was in Amy's kit. And I just added a little bit of sparkle with some glitter on there and used those as my tag toppers. And then on the back I've got straw paper and did some stenciling on those. On my strings, I just added a couple snippets of lace on there. Here I created a corner pocket with one of the images from Amy's kit added a little bit of cheesecloth. And in one of Anna's kits also, she's got these beautiful kind of like embroidery sort of alphabets. I don't know what you call them, but they're really pretty. I've incorporated some of those throughout as well. And then behind this image, I just took a wax doily to kind of trim up the corner of that pocket. And then in there, I have this antique Christmas postcard. And then this old photo of this mother and her children by the fireplace, and I just embellished that with a little bit of texture paste with my favorite stencil that I got from Lorna Taylor. Just beautiful. And then on the back, someone took the time to write out where this picture was taken, when, and who the people are in the photo. So that was kind of nice. Here, this page is actually a kit from Tsunami Rose. And I just added a little bit of sequins there to kind of bling it up a little bit. And then hanging over the side of that page, I've got this vintage glassine envelope that I just kind of embellished with this metal filigree on the flap. And then you can see this through the other side. And in there, I've got, this little piece was in the original book that I used for this journal. Just kind of a little advertising piece, I think. And then I also incorporated this tag with this pretty piece of lace on the top. Place to write on the back. And I just kind of hung this over the page so that, oops, I did that backwards, so that you can see the pretty picture on the journal card on the other side. There we go. And then on this side of the page, I just had this little card of these two girls clipped on. This is an image from Raindrop Lila. Just get that clipped back on there. Okay. And then on the outside of this signature, I use this kind of doily or lace placemat, I believe it is. It was a vintage one I found on eBay. And then on this side, I created a pocket with this piece of lace. And then in there, I've got this envelope from December of 1925. And in there's a little Christmas card. Another one of the beautiful pages from Amy. And then over on this side of the page, I've got this page is an old ledger sheet, and I just stamped Noel on there, and then created this journaling card just by adding a little bit of glitter on there, and then a fabric tab at the top. And then on the back, I have this tissue paper that can be used for writing on, and then I've just got some book page underneath there. On this side of the page, I clipped this little writing spot, this beautiful Christmas scene, and I just kind of cinched all these pages together with this brass brad and then added a little piece of velvet on there. So I've got some writing room in there. Here I've got a side tuck. That's what the page looks like. And some of these pages too are fairly neutral, so this could easily be used as a page for writing as well. And in there, I tucked this little journaling card that I made. Some piano paper on the back. And then this was like a front fly sheet from this book. This pretty winter scene. So that can be a writing spot. And then I also added, to go with the blues, this beautiful antique piece of wallpaper. It's a Belgian-made wallpaper. And if you look at the back side, it's just got a ton of embossing. That's really neat. Here I've got this Christmas image, and I just added this label with some cheesecloth on the bottom. And then on this side of the page, actually in the center of this signature, I've got a piece of vintage French fabric that I used for my page. So on this side, I created a bell pull for my bell over here, and I made that out of some lace and some antique buttons. And then I took a piece of velvet and hand stitched that across the top. And then on the bottom of the page, I just did a little bit of slow stitching and added a piece of wool there. And then on this side of the page, I sort of used it as a little bit of a sampler page. Just tacked on some pieces of fabric and paper, lace. So here I've got this piece up here with pretty lace on it. And then I just added a few beads to my pin. And then again, I've got another piece of wool down here. And then on this side, I've got this linen pocket that I hand stitched on. And then in there, I've got this dapper looking man. I like his suit, and I thought that went well with some of the textiles on this page. And that's the back side. And then on this side of the fabric, I just tacked on this lacy fabric flip. And I pinned it down with a pin. It's got a little pearl on top just to keep it down. And then on this side of the page here is that alphabet sheet from Anna that I just love. I just incorporated that with a little bit of blingy. Here I took some of these framed pieces from Amy's kit to create some little tuck spots. So here I've got that one with this vintage card. It's a French one the way it looks to me. I found it in a missile that I purchased. And then on this side I clipped on this little journaling spot. Pretty images. And then here in this, I just kind of created a side tuck by folding over that doily piece and added some lace on the bottom. And then in there, I tucked in these old book pages. Looks like from an old French book. Maybe from, looks like 1950s, so old but not real old. And then this is a beautiful envelope that I believe this one is from Amity Bloom. I also included some of her digitals from one of her winter kits as well. I just kind of tied that up with some string on the flap. And then inside, I added a couple of journaling cards. And these are also, I believe, from Amity Bloom's kit. I'll be sure to link all these kits down below in my description, and if I forget, please let me know. Here I just added a little bit of sparkly washi tape to that page. On this side of the page, I have this pretty ornament image, and then I created this kind of floating pocket. And then in there, I slipped this little tag. And then this advertising piece, which was in Amy's kit. The title page from this book. And then I just add a little embellishment up there and left some writing space there. And then here I created a corner pocket with one of her digital images, and then I just lined that with this beautiful piece of kind of sort of a pinky red rose color. And then in that pocket I've got this journaling card that I just lined with a little bit of lace on the bottom, some writing room on the back, and I've got some Florentine paper on there. And then this one. And then I also included this antique book page with these pretty images on there. That's this side. I just love this winter scene. I think I've used this a couple of times. And then at the top, I just created a corner tuck with this beautiful gold doily. I didn't put anything in it because I really didn't want to distract from the image, but you could certainly use it to put something in. And then on the strings, I just added these little Jingle bells. Here I created a pocket and just added some textile pieces and a button. And then in there I tucked another journaling spot, and on my paper clip I just added a little bit of velvet trim and some string. And then on the inside you can use this for writing. And on this side I have this winter scene, and I just added some stars to the top with some textured paste. Here's another one of those beautiful frames that I use for a tuck spot. And then in there I've got this piece of ephemera from 1916. It's a canceled check. And I just like the way the blues and the purples kind of went with this pretty tree scene with the ornament there. And then I also made this journaling card and just hung a few vintage buttons on there. And that's backed with some braille paper. And the last page I just embellished a little bit. And that is it. That is my journal. You will find this in my Etsy shop if it's still for sale. If it's not, it was probably purchased already. But I thank you for coming along today. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. If I don't have another video before then, I think I probably will. But we'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks. But thank you very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.